Welcome to your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Thursday, October 24th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Completely untrue and extraordinarily disappointing. That's how Attorney General Dale Marshall is describing recent comments made by opposition leader Bishop Joseph Hatherley about alleged links between politicians and drug lords. Addressing the issue at a post-cabinet press briefing this evening, the AG strongly refuted Hatherley's claims, saying there was no one in the current ruling Barbados Labour Party government who was in any way aligned to any drug lord.
As Attorney General of Barbados and as a member of our National Security Council, there are no members of this current administration who are involved or connected in any way to any drug lords, to any drug trade, or to any illicit activity. Since coming to office, we have applied our every energy to stamping out the unlawful activity of the drug lords. Since coming to office, we have applied our every energy to stamping out the associated gun violence. We have strengthened our laws. We have given the police more resources than ever before so as to be able to fight the scourge of illegal activity. We have deployed the resources of the Royal Barbados Police Force alongside the BDF in the trouble spots. We have embarked on social programs so as to help our communities emerge from the grasp of the drug lords.
Marshall also said the opposition leader had resorted to old tactics of turning politics into a blood sport and made it clear that Bishop Hatherley was on the wrong track with regards to his allegations.
There is no doubt that there are in some communities drug lords who exercise influence. That is a matter of record. But for the leader of the opposition to go on to suggest that that is in some way allied or associated with this administration is not just wrong, it is completely untruthful. This is to impugn the good name of the current crop of parliamentarians, individuals who are working hard in the interest of all of Barbados. But it is also to impugn the efforts and dedication of our judges and to impugn the efforts and dedication of our Royal Barbados Police Force. It is a shameful thing that a leader of opposition could feel it is a useful tactic to try to demoralize Barbadians by suggesting that its leaders, without any evidence, are involved in dealings with drug lords. It is an embarrassing thing for a leader of opposition to come to. We can stand on our record over the last 18 months.
Policymakers in Barbados are being told to urgently address outstanding issues impacting on the ease of doing business in the country. It's coming from President of the Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. Warren Smith, who says this is important in order to attract more investment and grow the international business sector. He made the call as he addressed the opening of the Barbados International Business Association's annual conference at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center this morning under the theme Harnessing Global Opportunities.
In the last 7 years, that is 2013 to 2019, Barbados' ranking on the ease of doing business fell to 129 out of 190 countries, from 88 out of 178 countries. In comparison to other countries that were ranked, Barbados needs to pay particular attention to improving investor protection, contract enforcement, and cross-border trading. These areas are critical for the activities of the international business community and as such require urgent attention by policymakers.
Dr. Smith says that the country must also provide appropriate regulation and institutional support to prospective investments, especially in the face of evolving technology.
The modern digital world makes for increased mobility of capital and personnel. This is an even more rapid pace than proponents of globalization first imagined. In light of this, and to attract multinationals and highly qualified labor, small developing countries such as Barbados must provide appropriate regulation and institutional support to prospective investors. Recent amendments to the Foreign Exchange Controls Act are a step, in my view, in the right direction. But this requires complementary policies and institutional strengthening to ease the process of relocation and resettlement. Allowing easy inputs of foreign labor will serve to improve train and upskill the local content of the workforce. Such a competitive and global market requires frequent knowledge transfusion and upgrading to better use new technologies and to adopt modern practices.
Meantime, President of the Barbados International Business Association, Julia Hope, challenged her colleagues to be more inventive in their approach to doing business.
We have to be innovative, take sensible and legitimate risks, but we have to be risk takers. We've got so many opportunities at our hands, at our fingertips. We really could be the jurisdiction of choice for global business. This could be a reality if we harnessed the opportunities that present themselves. So what is stopping us? I urge you, while listening to the presentations today, to not only listen, but to determine how you can innovate, change the way your businesses operate, bring new ideas to the fore, work harder, work faster, and build your roadmap to global dominance.
While Hope admitted that there has been several positive signs when it came to doing business in the country, she says there was still a lot of work to be done.
The time taken to start a business, we are ranked 85th. And our entrepreneurial culture is ranked 125th. The skill level is higher up the ranking, as is country stability and ICT capability and capacity, all real positives. It's a mixed bag, and the reality is, here on the ground, we know this. We therefore urge the government and our strategic partners to work with the private sector to bring about the necessary change. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we will keep beating the drum.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Roots Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
To news from Trinidad now, where officials continue to battle an influx of migrants from Venezuela. We get more in this report from CNC3 television.
More Venezuelans are expected to flee their homeland because of the economic crisis that continues gripping the country. This is according to Rafael Foley, Deputy Chief of the Venezuelan Affairs Unit in Bogota. His statement comes after 18 Venezuelans were detained by police after they were caught trying to enter the country illegally on Wednesday. He says Trinidad and Tobago is not the only country dealing with an influx of Venezuelans. This, as he states, already 4.3 million people have already fled the South American nation.
Venezuela has a bright future if the international community remains united in its commitment to support democracy, to support people inside Venezuela that very courageously continue to demonstrate for their freedom to a return to democracy. And if outside of Venezuela we are united in putting the kind of pressure that would lead to dialogue, it is this pressure that will increase the chances of dialogue to succeed.
And finally, on the international scene, the 39 people found dead in a refrigerated trailer in Essex were Chinese nationals. Police have been granted an extra 24 hours to question the 25-year-old lorry driver on suspicion of murdering the 8 women and 31 men.
Paramedics and police found the bodies of 38 adults and 1 teenager early on Wednesday in a truck container on an industrial estate at Grays, about 32 kilometres east of the British capital. The driver, a 25-year-old man from Northern Ireland, is being held in custody. A source familiar with the investigation said he was Mo Robinson from Portadown in the British province. Police said on Thursday 3 properties in Northern Ireland were being searched as part of the investigation. The truck trailer arrived at Purfleet Docks in Essex, southern England, having travelled from the Belgian port of Zeebrugge.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.